Kamba and Tansley, can you find your way over to the chat? If you scroll up to the top of your screen and you click on the more, then you should be able to go to the chat and just type in yes or no on if you've done equations already. Ah, thanks, Tansley. Kamba, you can't hear anything. Tansley, when did you do equations? Do you remember which term you did them?
We did it
Hi.
in term 1.
In term 1, okay. Did you enjoy them in class or were they not your favorite?
It wasn't bad.
Okay, good. Hi guys, I see all of you joining. When you join, can you try and find the chat? If you go to the top of your screen and you click where the three little dots say more, it should give you a chat option. And then just put into the chat box, yes, if you've done equations, and no, if you haven't done equations. I just want to get an idea of how many of you have done it in class. It'll also be good for us all to know where the chat button is. Okay, welcome to everyone who has been arriving in the lesson. It's so good to see a whole lot of your names again from our last session. If you can try find the chat button on some of your screens, it will be under a more option. There are three little dots that say more. If you click that and then you say chat, it'll take you to the chat. And I just want you to say yes or no if you've done equations in class already. So see if you can find that for me and then just put your answer into the chat. Welcome to all of you who are arriving. We're going to give some people a few more minutes to get in just because we're working on a new platform. So let's give them a chance. Oh, lots of yeses. Good. Okay, now I know all the people that I can pick on. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm just going to keep going. I'm sure people are just going to carry on joining slowly. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Miss Godlinton, or Miss G, if you'd like to call me. If you at any point want to ask a question or you want to answer a question, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away. I'll never feel like you're interrupting me, so do it whenever you need to. I think I know most of you. I don't see any new names, or maybe a couple. So most of you should know me already. I never will be cross if you get an answer wrong. I'm just excited if you want to try. Okay, so we've starting equations. A lot of you have done it in class, which is awesome. So this will just kind of be like cementing that knowledge, which will be helpful. Equations stay with us forever. So all the way up to matric. And every year we just build on it. So we make them a little bit more complicated and a little bit more complicated until grade 11. And then that's as complicated as they get. Yeah, so I hope that you have fun as we work through this together. So I'm just going to ask one more question before we dive into the lesson. And all I want to know, and I want you to just put your answer A, B, C, or D in the chat box, is what the answer to this question is. This isn't an equation. It's just an expression. I just want to get an idea of where everyone's algebra is. So can you please work that out for me and give me your answer in the chat box? Okay, guys, I'm going to turn off my video so that I can turn my screen and write on it properly, but I'm still here. So if you need to speak to me, please don't feel bad about unmuting and just speak away. So lots of you have said B, which is beautiful. Actually, I think everyone has said B. Maybe some people just jumped on the bandwagon. So now we'll have to see if it's right. But let's have a look. If we take 5x, so we have 5 of something and we're minusing 2x because we always work left to right, we'll have 3x left. And then we're adding another x, so our final answer would be 4x. So it definitely is B. So everyone who got B, well done. Excellent. I'm clapping for you. And this was just to make sure that we know what happens when we're plussing and minusing x's from each other, because we're going to be doing that a lot. So what we're going to be starting with is we're actually going to be doing really, really easy grade 8 questions just to get going. So I'm going to talk you through this one. I know that this is going to seem so silly and easy for a lot of you because you've already done equations, and now I'm taking you through to grade 8 equations. But if we don't have our basics right, sometimes things fall apart. So let's just talk about how we would look at this question. I'm going to explain why we do something and then just sort of a shortcut or an easy way to do something. I'm wanting to try and figure out what x is. So I want x to be alone. So what I need to do is I need to get rid of this 5 because this 5 is in my way at the moment. Now, if I minus the 5 from there so that I can get rid of it, because it's an equation and it's like a scale where whatever I do to this side, I have to do to that side to keep it even. So if I'm minusing 5 on the left, I have to also minus 5 on the right. So then I will see that my answer for x is going to be 10 minus 5, which is 5. And if we put that back into this original question, we would have had 5 plus 5, and that definitely is equal to 10. So we know we're right. Okay. But working out an equation this way can get a little bit messy, especially when we have lots and lots of steps involved. So the easiest thing we do is that when we move over the equal sign, we always are going to do the reverse operation. Okay, and operation is just a fancy word for saying plus, minus, times, or divide. Okay, so here, if this 5 is moving over, if at the moment it's being plus, when it moves over, we are going to minus. So it's always going to be the reverse operation of what we're doing. Okay, and these 3 little dots just means therefore. It's just like a fancy way of doing it. Okay, I know that this seems super easy, but honestly, if you understand these basics, then equations goes really, really well. So let's have a look at B. And I'm going to leave it so that you can still see a little bit of A. And I'd like you all to give B a try. And then when you feel ready, I'd love it if I could have a volunteer on who could talk me through B. Palesa, could I pick on you? Do you think you can talk me through the answer for B?
I think I can.
Beautiful. Tell me what to do.
So I took the -2 to the other side.
Okay.
And made it a +2.
Okay, so we had -1 plus 2.
Yeah. And
Good.
then -1 plus 2 is -1.
Oh, so close.
It's 1, I think.
It's 1. Good. No, you're right. You're right. It's 1. Excellent. Beautiful. Well done. Nice job. Okay, so we moved the 2 over. We said -1 plus 2, and that gave us x, which was 1. Beautiful. Yay. Awesome. Okay, let's have a look at our next one. Okay, so these ones are all nice and easy. We're going to get slowly harder. This one is, we have, my lettering is doing all kinds of fun things. Guys, did you know that E comes after C? Okay, so I want you to give both of these a try. So give C a try and then give D a try. And let's see, if you feel confident, then just speak up. If you don't feel confident, I'm probably going to pick on you anyway. Okay. Do I have anyone who's feeling good with C, who feels like they could say what C's answer is?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes, please do.
So I said 4 divided by 2, which equals 2.
Excellent. Okay, so the reverse operation here is we want to divide by 2, okay? Because those ones would then cancel. And so then x would be equal to 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Beautiful. Well done. Okay. Do we have, yep. Do you want to do D as well?
No, ma'am. No, it's fine.
Okay. Do I have a volunteer for D? Who's feeling good about D? I'm sure tons of you are feeling good, and now you're just feeling embarrassed to speak. Let's see who we can pick on for this one. Gerald. I know Gerald will do this. No?
I'm having a hard time with D.
D. Are you not feeling good about it?
No.
Okay, that's okay. Okay. What about Kinsani?
I'm not feeling good about it.
How about this? How about we talk about it together?
Okay.
Okay. What would happen? So we're just going to talk about this step by step. What would happen if I wanted to move that 5 onto the other side?
You would turn it into a minus.
Beautiful. So I'd have negative 3x is equal to negative 5. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do I get x to be alone? What would I have to divide the other side by? Think about this question. So we had the 2x is equal to 4, and then we divided by that 2 so that x was alone. So what do you think I would divide that negative 5 by so that x would be alone? What's the current number that's in front of x? So if I wrote this a different way, I could say that that's negative 3 times x, which is equal to negative 5. So if I divide that side by negative 3, do you see how those two cancel out?
Yes.
Okay, but what we do to the left-hand side, we also have to do to the right-hand side. And what does a negative divided by a negative make when I have two negatives
Positive.
together? Beautiful. So I'm actually going to land up with x equals 5 over 3. And it's okay if we have a fraction answer. It's not the end of the world. Fractions are okay. We're allowed to like fractions. So that was really good. So at this point, I think what might be easiest for people is that as soon as we have a number, so like let's say I have 4x is equal to 16. Instead of thinking that I need to move it over and divide, let's just do a fraction like this on both sides so that those cancel out. And I know x is alone now, and then I can see what's happening on the right-hand side. Let's try that and see if it helps us as we move forward. Okay. All right. F. So now we've got F and we've got G. We've got two different things going on over here. Give them a try, see how they go on, and then I'm actually going to talk you through these two and explain them, but I'm going to give you a chance to try them yourselves at home first. And remember, if something's wrong with your sound and you can't talk, please feel free to write your question or answer in the chat. I'll keep an eye on the chat as we move through the lesson.
Ma'am,
Yes.
for F, would it be 8 over 2?
It wouldn't be 8 over 2, but your 8 is really good. So what you've seen here is that this is actually x divided by 2. So you knew that that needed to move up. But when that guy moves up, it's just going to become 4 times 2. So x will be equal just to 8.
Oh.
So you had, but the part of what you said was really, really good. Sometimes what might help, guys, is if we have a fraction like that, you also are allowed to write it as a division sum like that. Because remember, a fraction is just a division sum. And then it's easy for you to see that if it moves over, the reverse of a divide is a times. So then it's easy for us to say, okay, well, if it was divide, now it's going to be times. And then we can get our answer. Thank you for volunteering your answer, though. That was a good. Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, would the answer be x is equal to 8? Oh,
Is this
you
for,
already wrote it. Oh,
it's
sorry,
okay.
ma'am.
No, thank you. Do you want to give G a try?
Ma'am, I'm just doing it quickly.
Okay, well, how about I finish it off? And then when you're feeling good, then just let me know.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I got the answer, I think.
Okay. Can you talk me through?
Okay. So we find the lowest common multiple for the sum, so it would be 4.
Okay.
And then
So what I then write 3x over 4 plus 4 over 4 equals 0 over 4.
no, like you multiply 3 by the 4, 1 by the
Okay.
4, and 0 by 4.
Okay. So that's okay. So you then will just have the 3x plus the 4 equals 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then you take the 4 to the other side,
Sure.
which it will equal to a negative 4.
Beautiful. So 3x will equal negative 4.
And then you divide by 3
Good.
and
Like
will
this.
equal to yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Well done. Okay, that was a perfect way of doing it. Absolutely great. And it really actually helps a lot with the grade 9 work that we're going to go into. Another option for this is we are allowed to first move that 1. So we could say that we have 3x over 4, which is equal to negative 1. And then we can move this 4 up by timesing it by 4. So 3x is then equal to negative 4. And then we divide both sides by 3. So x is equal to negative 4 over 3. So both of them, we get to the same answer. The blue side, this over here, this is very similar to how we're going to do a lot of the grade 9 sums. So it's a really good way to get started on. But the right side is absolutely fine to do as well. Okay, now we're going to start making things a little bit trickier. We're going to have x's on both sides of the equation. So I'm going to do this first one with you, and then I'm going to let you work through them the next couple. So when we have x's on both sides, we want to have x's on one side, and then, let's make this our equal side, and then we want to have numbers on the other. So all of our constants, we want to have them on the other side. And it doesn't matter which side your x's are as long as they're together. So I could also have, making it x squared. We could have x's on that side, and we could have numbers on the left. That's totally fine, as long as the x's are together and the numbers are together. So here I have 2x and I've got this x over here, and I want them both to be on the left-hand side. So I want to move that x onto there. And if it's a positive x, when it jumps over that equal sign, it's going to become a negative. So I'm going to have 2x minus x. And then if I have a look at my numbers, I've got 4 and I've got negative 1. And I want that 4 on that side. So I'll have negative 1 minus 4, because remember, the sign's going to change. And then I can just start working this out. 2x minus 1x is just 1x, and negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. And so that's my final answer. So our main goal with this is we just want to get x's on one side and numbers on the other side. Does anyone have any questions or things that they feel nervous about with these when we have x's?
I have a question, ma'am.
Sure.
Do we solve these the same way we'd solve a linear equation?
Yes. So often at this point over here, we'll have something more and we would be solving. All of these are linear though, because we only have one x.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Sorry, ma'am.
But is it, yeah.
Sorry. Could ma'am quickly go to if so I can take a picture because I couldn't write it down.
Yeah, sure. F or G?
Both.
Both. Okay. Let me shrink it a little bit so that you can see both of them at the same time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions at this point? Feeling okay? Okay. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to give B a try for me. So remember our goal, I'm going to shrink this so that you can see our A and see if that helps. We want to get our X's onto one side and we want to get our numbers onto the other side. So give that one a go.
Ma'am, I got the answer. Or
Okay.
B.
All right. Talk me through what you did for B.
Okay, so I took 3x and I took it to the other side,
Okay, so you
and
took
I
it to that
like
side.
then but it equal to 2x minus 3x.
Okay, so 2x minus 3x. And then what's going to happen on our left-hand side?
-4 plus 1.
Beautiful. Okay, good. Next step.
And then it will be -3 on the left hand side, and
Yep.
x on the right hand side.
So
I
close.
mean negative x.
Negative x. Good. Okay, so then what's my final answer going to be?
Negative x equals -3.
That's what you've said is everything is beautifully right so far, but we never want to have our answer as negative x. We always want to have a final positive answer. So what would just x be equal to?
3.
Yes, good. Okay, so I'm going to write in what we would be doing. Well done. Excellent. What we've done there is we've divided this side by negative and we've divided that side by negative. So here on the left, a negative and a negative is a positive, and on the right, a negative and a negative is a positive. So that's our final answer. That was great. Well done. If you didn't move them to the right, you could have also moved it to the left. So we could have said, let's rewrite this over here. -4 plus 3x equals 2x minus 1. We could have moved this 2x onto that side and this -4 onto that side. And then I would have had 3x minus 2x is equal to -1 plus 4. And so x would have been equal to 3. But we get to the same answer, so it doesn't matter. Great. Does anyone have any other questions about this one that they feel uncertain about? Okay. Also, if I'm going too fast for anyone, just shout and I'm happy to slow down. Don't feel bad about asking me to slow down. Okay, now in C and D, we're bringing in distribution. So I'm going to help you with C, and then I'm going to let you do D by yourselves. So distribution means we have to multiply this 2 into that bracket. So 2 times x is going to give me my 2x, and 2 times -4 is going to give me -8, and that's going to equal 2. And now we have just a normal linear equation. So I want to have my x's on one side and my numbers on the other side. I'm going to move this 8 over, and it's currently a -8. So it's going to become a +8. And I'll have 2x, which is equal to 10. And now I need x to be alone. So I'm going to divide that side by 2, and I'm going to divide that side by 2, and I'm in an answer of x equals 5. Okay. Now there are certain things like this step here. If you feel comfortable doing that in your head, you can jump straight to saying 2x is equal to 10. You don't need to show me that you're plussing an 8. But you do need to show me that you're dividing by 2, and you need to show me your final answer. Okay. All right. I'd like you all to give D a try for me.
Ma'am, I think I have the answer.
Great. Okay, can you talk me through?
So I got negative 2x minus 1 plus 1 equals 3.
Okay,
And
so just wait there for a second. I'm really happy with this negative 2x, but can you think about what this is going to become?
negative 2.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you want a couple of minutes to just rework it?
yes, please.
Okay, sure.
Ma'am, can I please try?
Yep.
I said negative 2 plus negative 2x plus negative 2 plus 1.
Okay, so so if we have this are you happy with what I've written over here? Because you said plus 2, but do you see how that's a minus 2?
Yes, it's sorry, ma'am, minus 2.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so then what would your next line look like?
And then I said negative 2x. Then I said 3 plus 3 minus 1.
Okay, so we're going to have 3 and then plus 2 and then
Yes.
minus 1. Okay, great.
Yes, plus 3 is
Okay, so then 3 plus 2 is 5 and 5 minus 1 is?
4. 4.
Good. Okay, and then we need to divide both sides by negative 2. So what is x going to end up being?
Oh, I didn't know. Let me see.
That's well, let's talk through it. What's a positive divided by a negative? Is that a positive or a negative answer?
Negative.
Good. And what's 4 divided by 2?
It's going to be negative 8.
Oh, are you timesing them or
sorry.
dividing?
Oh, times it's going to be negative 2.
There you go. Good. Nice job. Well done. Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay, let's try another one. I told you they just get harder and harder.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to go back up? I feel like I'm hearing some sadness. Okay, let's try.
Sorry.
Nakabonga, do you mind just muting yourself unless you're answering? Thank you.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I haven't heard from Nolwazi once. Well, I don't have I? Nolwazi, have you spoken today?
No, ma'am.
Hello.
No, ma'am.
How are you feeling with these equations?
Ma'am, I'm in between.
Are you in between? Okay. All right. So is today not the day to pick on you? Should I be picking on you in our next lesson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have today off.
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to give you guys one more minute to give this one a try.
Ma'am, can
Yes, Waden, I would love it for you to answer.
so ma'am, we multiply 3 times x and 3 times 2,
Good.
and then
And
that,
what
that
did
will
you get?
equal to 3x minus 6
Excellent. And then the rest just stays the
plus
same.
2.
Okay.
Then I swap the 3x and the 4. So on the left it would be negative 4 minus 6 plus 2
Good. And on the
equals
right?
x minus 3x.
Well done.
On the next line it would be negative 8 equals to 2x.
Is it 2x?
Isn't it x minus 3x or 1 minus 3?
Yeah, 1 minus 3. So what would 1 minus 3 give me? Would it give me 2x or would it give me negative 2x?
Oh, sorry, ma'am, forgot the negative 2x.
Okay. Oh, I'm just looking up. Okay, next step.
And then we divide them by 2.
Do
Negative
we
2.
want, thank you. And so what's x going to become?
4.
Beautiful. Well done. Excellent. That was a tough question. Good job. Okay. Does anyone need me to sit on here a little bit longer? Just say if you need a little bit more time on here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Let's try. Let's see. Oh, we still got a little bit of time. Okay. Okay. So these two are quite similar, except that there's negative signs involved. So I do want you to give them a try. I'm going to put both up at the same time. If you're struggling with these, then I'd like you to choose to do either F or G. So rather spend the whole time working on one and feel really confident in it. If you're finding these quite easy, then work through both of them and we'll go through both answers. Okay, so determine which you would like to do depending on how much time you're taking to do a question. Must you multiply by both numbers? Okay, so in this one, you do, but you're going to do them separately. So like here, I'm going to take that 2 in and multiply it into that bracket. And then on the other side, I'm going to take the 3 in and multiply it on that side. All right, guys, I'm actually going to work through F with you, and I'm going to let a volunteer do G for us. So I'm just going to start talking through F. First thing I want to do is I want to take this 2 into this bracket. So I'm going to have 1 plus 2 times x, which is 2x, and then 2 times -1, which is -2. And I'm going to now multiply my 3 into the bracket. So I'm going to have 3x plus 3. Okay. Now at this point, I want to get my x's on one side and my numbers on the other side. So I'm going to move this 3x onto the left, and I'm going to move the 1 and the -2 onto the right. Okay, so I'll have 2x minus 3x is equal to 3 plus 2 minus 1, which is -x equals to 4. And then I'm going to divide both sides by -1, and I'll have x is equal to -4. Now, if you moved it on the other side, let's just see what that would look like. So this step would look exactly the same. And then if we moved this 2 onto that side and that 3 onto this side, we would have 1 minus 2 minus 3 is equal to 3x minus 2x. And that just gives us x, and this gives us -4. So both give us our same answer. Okay, cool. I'm just going to give you another minute to try and finish off G. And then if we have anyone who's feeling confident in G, please speak up whenever you're ready and you can go through it. I'm happy for anyone to give G a try. And if you were struggling, then hopefully F will have made it a little bit easier to see what to do. Okay. Do I have anyone who's feeling good about their answer for G? No one? I'm sure one of you are.
Ma'am.
Yes.
So
Yay, wait, and I know I can always count on you. Thank you. Okay, tell me my answer.
okay. So ma'am, you multiply 3 by x.
Okay. So what will that first line look like?
3x 1 minus 3x minus 3.
Oh, so close. What happens when I have this -3 and I multiply it by a -1?
Oh, it turns into a positive.
Good, it turns into a positive. Okay. But the rest was great. So what would my right-hand side look like?
4x minus 4.
Great. Okay. Where would I go to from there?
Then the next line would be 1 plus 4 plus 1.
1 plus 4 plus 3?
Oh, plus 3, sorry.
It's okay. And then
I'm
that's
just
equal to?
That would equal to, just give me a second, 6.
No problem.
No. 8.
Good. That would equal to 8. And then what's going to happen on the right-hand side?
4x plus 3.
Good. And that's going to
Which
give
will-
me
7.
good.
7x.
Okay.
And then
Excellent.
divide by 7.
Good. So what's my final answer?
8 over 7.
Excellent. Well done. Nice. Great. Okay. Ooh, look at this. Look at this delightful question. Now we're going to bring in a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. I'm actually going to help you. I'm going to talk you through H because then I'm going to let you do I by yourself. So I'm going to go through H nice and slowly. So anyone who's feeling a little bit scared or iffy, don't worry. We're just going to go through this one together. Okay. Our goal is we're still trying to find X. Now, at the moment, X is bundled up in this whole fraction. and that fraction makes it one term. So we can't split it up just yet. You've got two different options, and I'm going to show you both options so that you can think which one you prefer. Option number one is we can start by moving that 7 over. So we can say 3x plus 1 over 2 is equal to 12 minus 7. Okay, sorry, I'm just seeing I have something. Oh yeah, sure, I can go back to G. I'm just going to finish H and then I'll go back to G for you, okay? So here I'll have 3x plus 1 over 2 is equal to 5. Now I want to bring this 2 up, so I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I'm going to have 3x plus 1, which is equal to 5 times 2, which gives me 10. Then I'm going to move my 1 over. So I'm going to have 3x is equal to 10 minus 1. So 3x is equal to 9. And I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And my answer will be 3. So that's option 1. Now, option 2 is something we're going to be doing when we deal with fractions in one of our later lessons. And that's to try and find sort of an LCD for all of these. So at the moment, these are both over 1. So if I multiplied this by 2, those 2 cancel, and then I would have to multiply that by 2, and I'd have to multiply that by 2, so that all of my denominators are the same, essentially. So we would have 3x plus 1 plus 7 times 2, which is 14, which is equal to 12 times 2, which is 24. Now, if this method is completely freaking you out, please don't stress. Just stick with the yellow. If you learned it the orange way in class, then the orange way might feel a little bit less stressful. So you must do whichever way you feel comfortable with. You get to the same end point. Okay, so now I'm going to just move those over. So I'm going to have 24 minus 14 minus 1, which gives me 9. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And so x is equal to 3. Does anyone have any questions about this sum? Or anything they feel nervous with? Okay, I'm just going to quickly go back up to G because not everyone finished writing it down. So I'm just going to go to G and then I'm going to give you a question to try by yourselves. Okay. Can I move on? Is everyone fine? All right. Okay, so this is very much like those two. I want you to give I a try for me. Tansy, do you think you're going to be able to answer this one for me?
We'll see.
There's no rush whenever you feel ready.
Ma'am, I think I have the answer.
Okay. Talk me through.
So it is 2x plus 6 divided by 2 plus 9 minus 9, which equals 24 minus 9, which equals 15.
Beautiful. So I'm just going to write that step up here. So I'm just going to say 15. Excellent. Well done.
It is 2x plus 6 divided by 2 times 2, which equals 15 times 2.
Good.
Then it's 2x plus 6 minus 6, which equals 30 minus 6.
Okay, I'm just going to write that 30 step, but what you said was absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to write that minus 6 there. Okay, good.
Then it's 2x divided by 2 equal into 24 divided by 2. And the final answer is x equal to 212.
Beautiful. Well done. That was a really hard sum. Nice work.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent. Okay. Great. Does anyone need to be on this question for a little bit longer to write it down? Just speak up. Okay. Great. Okay. So what we've got now, because we've got sort of just a little bit of extra time, how much nicer are these hour lessons? I get to speak to you for so much longer. It's just a delight. Okay, let's have a look. We've got 4 questions here. So now the same thing goes with what I was saying earlier. If you're really struggling with these, don't feel stressed that you have to do all 4. Maybe choose 1 or 2 that you'd like to work through. If you're finding these quite easy, then let's see how far you can go. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to work through these, and then I'm going to go through the answers, and let's see if anyone manages to get the absolute best outcome, which would be 4 out of 4. But if you only try one and you get that one right, then I'm equally happy as the person who gets all 4. So let's give these 4 questions a try. Adeora, do you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think you can give us the answer to one of them?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay, you choose whichever one you want and you let me know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, let's start going through these. So, Adaora, which question would you like to talk us through?
Number 1, ma'am.
Okay, great. Tell me what I could do for number 1.
Okay, so you say 10 minus 7f.
Yep.
10 plus minus 7f is equals to 11 minus 11.
Okay, so are you wanting to, do you want to move the f over or do you want to move the 10 over? Are you wanting to take that guy there? Or were you adding a 7f here and a 7f here?
Ma'am, I was simplifying both sides of the equation.
Okay, so at the moment, we can't simplify any further here because those two aren't the same as each other. So we're not allowed to minus it from each other. So at this point, we just want to get this f, we want it to be alone, and we want our numbers to be alone on the other side. Do you mind if I carry on talking you through this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if I have this minus 7f over here, and I move that 10 over, I would have negative 11. And when this 10 moves to the other side, because it's a plus at the moment, it's going to become a negative. So then I'm going to have negative 7f is equal to negative 21. Divide both sides by negative 7. And so f is going to be a negative and a negative is a positive, and 21 divided by 7, 3. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well done for trying. Okay, let's have a look at 2. So for 2, we have negative 3x minus 4 equals negative 2x plus 1. I'm just going to go over these quickly, guys, because our time is running out. So I'm going to move this 3x onto that side and the 1 onto this side. And I'll have negative 4 minus 1 equals negative 2x plus 3x. So I have a single x equals negative 5. Okay. Next, question 3. Let's just quickly write this down. G minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to first have my 5, and then I'm going to distribute this negative sign in. So 5 is equal to negative g plus 2, which is equal to negative 2g minus 6. And I'm going to move this 2g onto that side, and I'm going to move both of my numbers onto the other side. So negative g plus 2g equals negative 6 minus 2 minus 5. And that just gives me a g, and that's going to be equal to negative 13. Okay, and our last question for the night. I wonder if anyone's gotten these all right so far. That would be amazing. For 4, I'm going to move my 3 over. So 5x plus 3 over 3 equals 6. Then we're going to multiply that by 3. So 5x plus 3 equals 18. I'm going to subtract 3. So 5x equals 18 minus 3. 5x equals 15. Divide both sides by 5. And so x is equal to 3. And those are our 4 answers for our 4 exit questions. Okay, did anyone land up getting 4 out of 4?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, ma'am.
Well done. That's amazing. Okay, and you have to do them so quickly, so it's even more amazing. Nice job.